Hi, welcome with Silver Fox. Today what we'd like to talk about is our inner power, the spirit that we have uh, to make things happen in our life, like miracles and magic. Miracles are more like uh, healing. A lot of times miracles can be a healing where somebody's very sick and uh, the healing causes them to become healthy, whereas normally it wouldn't normally happen. Or a miracle can be anything that out of the ordinary that takes place that is unusual or shouldn't logically happen. There are miracles that happen every day in people's lives, and we'll study this inner power that causes this to happen, uh, which can add healing to us in our life so that we can function and do more things and be more successful in our life. Our inner power uh, is called different things in different places in the world. Uh, in Chinese medicine, uh, our physical power is called qi, and in Japan it's called ki. It's like a live energy that runs through our body, that is the very life force that we have, that when we die is what leaves our body, but it's our inner spirit. And throughout the universe there is an energy that runs throughout the universe. Scientists are now figuring this out, that holds everything together, that makes that runs through everything that exists. And what we're going to work on is tapping into that energy or that power through our personal power. Uh, uh, I would connect it to what some uh, maybe religious people would call God, or the power within, they call the Holy Spirit, or the ability to cause miracles and magic is this very spirit, and different people call it different things, but it's all the same thing. Now, we all have it, and it's part of life. It's the very life that's within us. Now, when we die, that life leaves our body. That life has power and can tap into the universal power and collect even more power through the universe through training our minds. And uh, like I say, our creator, I would call love, is also part of this energy, and uh, runs through everything, and is a has a lot of wisdom that we can gain. Our intuition, or our inner uh, wisdom, comes about through this very power that gives us thoughts and feelings about things. And we get a lot of thoughts and feelings about our five senses, which is hearing, smelling, touching, tasting, and feeling. All these five senses, but there's also another sense. It's our intuition, or our inner uh, judgment, good judgment, or common sense, or our ability to know what the right thing is to do and the right direction to go in. And we will talk about that too, because that's very important in having a good life, is using our inner wisdom to guide us. Okay. And a lot of times we can get guidance through other people. It's like when somebody says something, that's just what you need to hear. So we can gain inner guidance through other people, but we can also gain it through our inner knowing. It's like you just know that you know that you know that you need to do something, or you need to go somewhere, or there's something that you need to do, or that's kind of like pulling you in a direction. We'll work about being more in touch with that and tapping into that, as well as the power to attract and to bring into your life the very things you want and need.
One.
Now, don't mean to offend anyone in any kind of way. I do not. And I know I respect Christians. and people of all different faiths that believe in their religion, and I would not in any way want to interfere with anybody's believing in their own religion, no matter what it is. And I think our personal beliefs are all personal, and I'm not trying to change anybody's belief about anything. I can only share my own experience with what I believe, and if you learn anything from it, take what you can learn from it and use it, and whatever doesn't agree with you or you don't like what I say, just forget I even said it, if you don't mind. Okay, but I would like to talk about one of my greatest heroes, and I would consider him to be my God, but at the same time, the scriptures of what one of my religion is I don't fully accept everything that's been taught about Jesus or about what's in the Bible, which I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but this is my own beliefs and I can explain why. Now, the reason I want to talk about Jesus is because in every single thing Jesus did, he demonstrated love in everything he did. And Jesus also went around and talked a lot about faith, and he was one of the greatest faith teachers in the world, and the Pentecostals have really picked up on that, and they're strong faith teachers. And I'm blessed to be able to have studied with them and learned from them, and I would say a lot of their teachings have saved my life and given me a better life. But at the same time, there's been things that I don't believe, like I don't believe God created hell. I don't believe in hell because I can't believe a loving God would create a place like that. And for me, that was a very negative belief, believing in the devil is after me in hell, because if you keep doing everything wrong, you're always doing things that are wrong. You can't ever seem to do anything right. And then you eventually think, well, you're going to go to hell because of what you do, because you can't ever do nothing right. Then after a while, you find yourself in quite a pickle. And the thing about it is then you really start doing things wrong. Then you really don't ever feel good about yourself. Then you really feel terrible inside. So for me, I had to let go of those beliefs. I had long-standing beliefs about hell and about the devil being after me. I tell you what, when I forgot about the devil, he stopped bothering me. He kind of disappeared. If you forget about the devil, he won't chase you around. But if you're worried about him all the time, then he, it's like a negative belief that for me, that caused me a whole lot of pain and problems. I had a roommate, and he committed suicide, and me and him would talk for hours and hours at nighttime. We lived together for about a year. He was a roommate I had before I had my current roommate, but we talked for hours and hours and hours. And the thing is he had a girlfriend, and he felt guilty about it. He felt ashamed about it because he was a very strong believer in literally the entire Bible, and I watched how it tormented him and how it was the same type of torment that I went through, and eventually he killed himself. And I'm sorry to say, but I think a lot of his beliefs had to do with his suicide. I do. I just think he could not ever accept himself as he was, and and feel like he was really loved by God, and that the feeling I think he had that he was doing wrong all the time, I think it led to his death, in my opinion, from the conversations that we had. And I believe this is a problem for a lot of people that have mental illness. That's why I'm talking about it. I mean, I don't mean to, criticize or downgrade anybody's religious beliefs. I'm not trying to do that. But what I am trying to do is get people that have those beliefs that are hurting them. If this belief is hurting you, I'm just saying maybe take a chance to let go of it and try to accept a new belief that's more positive, that'll get you down the road in a better way. But the reason I want to talk about Jesus is because he was the strongest faith teacher in the world. And he marveled at people's faith. And when people didn't have faith, he would tell them, hey, you know, if you want it to be better, you need faith. And I've used faith throughout my life, and throughout my life, faith has changed my life by believing. And I'm telling you, if you don't have no money and you ain't got nobody, you better have love and you better have faith. You better have these two things, because I guarantee you this is what you need to survive anything. This is what is required. If you have no money and you have no body, you better have love and you better have faith, because these are the things that are going to get you to a better place. That is why I talk so much about it. Faith teachings has been one of the biggest things to get me through the toughest times, along with learning to be a loving, kind, and compassionate person. And compassion, caring about other people and putting yourself in other people's shoes, you know, and being willing to help them, you know, or in any way you can, you know, if you're able to, is really the best way to go, because really you're blessed when you do things like helping other people. You become blessed yourself in ways you don't see and you don't know. But if you are willing to help another person in any kind of way, and people see that you care about them, and that doesn't mean you let them take advantage of you or run over you. And your inner guidance system, you'll feel like if somebody's taking advantage of you, pay attention to that, and then set boundaries, or be assertive and say, no, you know, I can't do that right now. I can't help you with this or help you with that, because some people will run you over and try and take too much from you, whether it's your time or your effort or whatever. But you have to have boundaries in what you can help people and what you do and don't do. Now, we're going to have to wrap it up right now. But next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you've learned something out of what we've talked about. And guys and gals, if, ladies, gentlemen, if nobody's told you today they love you, I love you. You do matter to me, and your life and what happens to you matters to me as well. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Do the best you can to have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time. This is Silver Fox. Later. Now, when I was a little kid, my dad used to have a saying, sugar's sweeter than vinegar. He used to say it to me all the time before he died when I was a little kid. And basically, it says a whole lot, really, because it has to do with how we treat people. The sweeter, the kinder, the gentler that we are with other people, and using care about what we say to people, and in what tone of voice that we say things in, and how we interact really does matter. And a lot of times that requires a lot of discipline. You know, I mean, it's easy to say whatever we want to say that might hurt someone, or it's easy to say mean things or not care how it comes across and say, I'm going to say this and it doesn't matter. But really, you can hurt people and really draw red lines between yourself and other people by what you say to them and how you treat them and how you interact to them. And in one way, it's important to care about what people think about you, and then at the same time, you need to not care what they think about you. And I know that's paradoxic, but it's very important what people think about you, and at the same time, you can't worry at what people do think about you, but how you interact with people. If you interact in the right ways, you won't ever have to worry about what they think about you. And because you know in your heart how you've treated them. So how you treat others matters. And I mean, you can be mean or just say whatever you want or not care, whatever, or don't think before you speak. It's very important to think about what you're going to say before you say it, to where you might say something to hurt somebody, because when you hurt people, that comes back to you. There's consequences to all of our actions. Um, no matter what we say or do, there's going to be a reaction, and there's going to be consequences that will come back to us for what we have said and done, no matter what it is, no matter how good it is or how bad. So it's important to try to say and do the right things, and it's important to uh, try as much as you can to not hurt other people. And I know uh, if you have anger problems, when you get angry, it's really easy to just, go crazy and say whatever you want to say to people and hurt them. And I've done it myself many a times. I'm just saying it's better if you don't do that. I mean, if you do that, then it's best to go back and apologize when you can get yourself together. Uh, but if you think you're getting hot around the collar and you're going to go off on somebody, the best thing to do is walk away. That's the best thing to do. And then come back when you're composed and are together. Come back when you're together so that you can, say it in a nicer, better way. These things are very important in relationships, as to how people's going to treat us, because the goal is to have good relationships and treat people good and have people treat us good. Now, with relationships and concerning people, it's very important to pay attention to what people say and do, and to be very, very cautious and careful about how close you get to people, especially people you don't know, and people that are abusive to you, are hurtful to you, or cause you pain, or say things that hurt you, may not be the best people to be around. Now, if you have to be around them, I would keep everything short and sweet and keep my distance as much as possible if they're abusive or ugly in any way and you have to deal with them. But the kind of people you allow around you is very important. And what you want to do is create your own support circle. You want a circle of friends or family and friends that treat you the very best way possible, because you deserve that. But in return, you have to treat them the same way. You treat them good, you treat them right, and then chances are they'll treat you better, okay? Because, like I said, there are consequences. There are consequences in things you say and do. And, it's so important in having a healthy and good life that it really matters to pay attention to things like that.